In this video, we're going to be talking basically about three tips that I would give to other guys, men, who are in a relationship with a Russian woman or who would like to have a Russian wife or girlfriend. That's because I'm already together with my Russian girlfriend for 6 years now. And four of them, we already live together. So I know a thing about or two about, men, woman relationships in Russia or between a Western guy and a Russian woman out of my own experience and because we talked a lot about this. So let's get started. Давайте начнем. One thing that is very important is that you have to understand that Russian women are just normal women like everywhere in the world. There's nothing inherently special about them, because sometimes if you go online you kind of get this feeling that there's some people that are kind of like specifically looking for a Russian woman because of specific expectations that they have of them that are kind of not true or not realistic anymore. What I can say that in general, if you would take like 100,000 Russian women and 100,000 Western women, that in general you are going to see that the Russian women take better care of themselves, or at least that they see it as a higher priority to take good care of themselves, and also that they have more traditional views to relationships between men and women, and to how a person should behave and how things are going. So that is very important to understand before we go into this. So the first tip that I would give to any man who's interested in having a relationship with a Russian woman is that you have to be able to take care of yourself. Now, this is basically general advice for any man, because it's always good to be able to take care of yourself. But kind of what I found that since Russian women have a little bit more traditional views on the men-women relationship, that they find it good when a man is independent and when he knows what to do in life, basically. And it's also that, like, of course, Russian women really also like taking care of the man in their life, but it's also in a way that, like, for example, if you really don't know how to cook and you're always relying on her to cook, for example, then it will also completely take the fun out of it for her to, make you a surprise dinner or something very tasty on the weekend. So if you are able to take care of yourself and that you're not always relying on that, it will make it so much more nice for her to, take care of you at some specific times, as a nice surprise, and just to have fun with that. Another thing is also, for example, that in Russian society it's more common for the man to pay for the women on dates, which is something that you might not always see in like, for example, here in Holland, it's very common to kind of like split it so that the girl and the guy, they basically both pay half. And this is something that, like, in Russia, you wouldn't see that much. So if you're just, a normal guy who can take care of himself, that will help a lot when you're in a relationship with a Russian woman or you want to meet them. The second thing that is very important is that you learn some basic Russian. That's because Russia has been a very closed country for most of last century, and it's only basically for the last 30 years that it started opening up a little bit, and only really after the World Championship of Soccer Football in 2017 or 18, when a lot of people really started traveling to Russia for tourism. And it's just very good if your partner comes from Russia, that you really know, that you really pay some attention to her and her culture, that you better understand where she's coming from, and it might also better explain specific behaviors or specific expectations that she might have of you. And this will just make it so much easier. And also, apart from the fact that if you, as a Western guy, are learning Russian, it will also make it so much easier to meet Russian women. Like, if you travel to Russia and you don't really speak Russian, it will just make it so much more difficult. And if you meet a Russian woman or girl like here in the West, it will also, just the fact that you appreciate her culture and want to learn some basic Russian in order to communicate better with her, this will also give you a lot of plus points, because there are not too many guys who actually want to do that. And also, for example, like a simple thing is, like, if you're in a relationship with her and she gets like on WhatsApp some funny video in Russian from some relatives, then it's also so nice if you can actually just look at it and understand it, at least for a basic part, understand where the joke is, instead of her needing to explain it every single time, like, she gets a funny video or something like that and she's laughing there. So it's also just in general for your life satisfaction, it's so much easier. For example, there's a specific Russian TV show or some series that everyone in Russia is watching, or a movie that, you can just join her and watch it without, completely not understanding anything. So yeah, be sure to learn some Russian. And if you want to learn some basic Russian, check out my 30-day conversational Russian challenge, which will help you get to a conversational level in Russian in the next 30 days. The third thing that is important if you're in a relationship with a Russian woman, or you would like to be to day one, is that you have some ambition as a guy. And the reason for that is, like I said before, Russian women have more traditional views on being in a relationship and marriage and having children. And if you would take, for example, and this is not for all the women and for all the Russian couples that are there, but if you would take 100,000 Russian couples and 100,000 like Dutch or American couples, you would find that in general there are more stay-at-home moms in Russian couples where the guy is earning money for both of them, or at least where the woman is not working as much, if you would compare that to Western couples. So in this case, it means that, you never know. Like my girlfriend, she also works here, and I'm very happy with that, we're both working all the time. So it's not something that is really that important, but it's just, she finds it's just good to, as a guy, have some ambition in life and to be able to support for yourself. And if needed, if circumstances would turn out to be like that you can support the both of you. Like for example, she loses her job, that you can still basically survive the two of you. Or if it happens that you get children and she wants to work less to take care of the children, that would also be a possibility. And if you're not ambitious, then probably at the current economical situation in the world, that's not going to happen. Спасибо вам огромное за просмотр. Я очень рад этому. Желаю вам просто хорошего дня. Пока.